Hey guys, it's just about one, maybe a little bit after, and it is Saturday afternoon, 4/20, 2024. That's a significant date for many people. Not exactly sure why they picked 4/20 to be is it the national, the international um, marijuana celebration day? I'm sure there's a significance there. I know June 19th is Bicycle Day. Bicycle Day is in celebration of um, Albert Hoffman's famous bicycle ride across campus after he was the very first person to ever ingest LSD, accidentally, I believe. Our friend Flower is here, asking how my day is. My day is going pretty well. Flower, how about you? I'm just checking a few things out on YouTube, and one of the things I'm going to check out is how your channel is doing. You're at 26 subscribers, over halfway there. Flower says that her day is pretty good. Awesome. You do anything fun today? So I'm just seeing if any of our friends are um, up streaming live. We could check in on them. Flower says I don't have any new videos yet, any vids yet, because her storage, her storage. But I will be posting. Good, awesome. So again, I'm checking out a quick squirrel, sorry, um, as we go through our conversation, just to see if we got some friends up. I thought maybe Noble might be up doing something. I know that our friend It Is What It Is was live with the Jay Jordan earlier today. Got the workout in. Flower says that, yay, she did. Had breakfast with my friend and spent the day at his place and swam. That's awesome. I was out walking with Mocha and Misty. Misty is I want to do a video of Misty. She's a Pomsky, which is a Pomeranian Husky mix. Awesome little dog, happy dog. One of the happiest dogs we've definitely had. And got a few videos. Did a video of a turtle, 2 videos of a catbird, and what else? So a little bit of an owl in daytime. We know where it nests, so we can swing by and check it out in the day. And a red-winged blackbird in the cattails, which is really pretty. It's sort of a slow day for wildlife. I keep hoping that we're going to catch sight of a beaver, because we have them in the neighborhood. We have them at our pond and in the streams. I saw one way back in December, but haven't seen one since. But hopefully soon. And I got my workout in. I suspect that the live streams will slow down considerably as spring and summer progresses and people are out being more active, doing stuff. So here's a question I'll put out there. I mentioned this before, that according to some videos that I've watched, Milka has sent me a few, Destiny tagged me in one, that I am doing YouTube completely wrong on a lot of counts. That your live streams should be supporting the main objective of your channel, and you should come in your live streams with a plan written down, stay on course. Don't do a whole lot of, of course you answer questions, you might engage with people, but you're here for a purpose and you stick with it. Flower says, nah, I'm going to spend my spring inside. I try to balance it out. I want to get here, I want to support my friends and their channels, and I enjoy going live. I enjoy having the conversations with people, which is why, even though I found out I've been doing things wrong, I don't necessarily know that it's going to change. I sort of like just coming here talking, being casual about it. The objective isn't my content. It's definitely not burpees. As much as I love doing burpees, love my workouts, and love sharing them, there's a limited appeal to an old yogi in his basement doing burpees. I appreciate people coming by and checking them out and following along with my workouts. But the main objective right now, the nature shorts, as well as live streaming itself. Come in here, live stream, talking about meditation, talking about yoga, talking about breath work, supporting my friends, answering questions. Flower says, I thought I didn't like school, but I voluntarily joined summer school and hate that it's about to end. So it's summertime there. Interesting. Flower says, I really like my current school. What have you decided anything on going to Korea? So I think I'll probably just keep muddling through and making these mistakes. Not that I don't plan on maybe getting a little bit better in some concerns, but I don't see me coming here with an outline of what I'm going to talk about. I don't see that happening. It's too much fun improvising, being able to Google up some information as we're talking and share it, and that kind of stuff. Also, one channel mentioned not allowing too much silence. You should, that's the value of having a plan. You always have something to talk about. And I don't know. I don't mind silence. And I don't think you always need to be, I know people come to a live stream to be entertained. And if they come here and they're silenced, they're not going to be entertained, they're not going to stay. It's absolutely fine, because I think some people might show up and be happy with the silence. That maybe this place could be a little bit of a haven for those who just want to relax and just want to be. Flower says, nah, I don't know about Korea yet. It'll have to wait. How much time do you have to decide? So I'm looking up the seasons of Myanmar. I never know if I'm pronouncing that right. Also known as Burma. 3 seasons. And it says March to May, intensely hot in most of the country, especially the afternoon. So I guess you know that pretty well. And then June to October is rainy season. Very interesting. So every subject is on the books for every live session. I don't know if I have answers to everything. I'm not here to have answers. I'm not even here to explain things really. I'm not here as any kind of authority, even though, as I mentioned, I'm a certified um, meditation teacher, as well as a breathwork coach and pranayama teacher. Um, I have 200-hour certified yoga instructor, and I've taken classes in yoga psychology, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, a whole bunch of other stuff. That does not mean that I know anything. It just means that I've learned some techniques, I've learned some methods that I'm willing to share. As far as knowing things, you can only know things to a certain degree, I think. Everything's changing. Everything's always in flux, always in motion. As soon as you think you know something, it's changed. The whole value of yoga, um, yoga meditation, yoga breath work is to realize yourself as being that motion itself. Yoga means union, and as Ramana Maharshi said, union with what? There's only one thing. How can you be? How can you use yoga for the realization of union when you're already unionized? You're already one thing expressing itself in infinite ways, including you, including me. A better way of saying yoga is union would be that yoga is the realization that everything is already in union right now. Because that way, people don't take up yoga as a goal, as if it has an end result in mind, that if you do this, this, and this, and this, you're going to get these results, this achievement. You're going to be self-actualized. The truth is, you're as actualized as you're ever going to be. Yoga helps reveal that, which is valuable. Ramana Maharshi himself was not a huge fan of yoga. He did recommend some of the methods for people who didn't seem to have an affinity for his method, which was self-realization. Asking yourself, who am I? And tracing the thoughts back to origin. Who is the I that is asking, who am I? When you get that, you get everything. Problem is, we get lost in the busyness of the mind, the vitras, I believe, which mainly means motion of the mind. Flower says, also my passport is outdated and I'd have to update it, so it's going to take longer. Oh, I missed a message. Flower says, I don't know, the government is effed, and it'd take me time to get a visa. I had to wait the entire day in the same spot. Boy, that would suck with my dad for a passport. Or, I don't know, things work differently here. I don't know what we waited for. Yeah, that kind of bureaucracy, red tape. Sorry, paying attention to my cat. So that also lets me off the hook a bit, knowing that I don't have to um, provide answers for anything, that I can be completely wrong, that um, we get to have a conversation instead of a discourse. One of the things that I loved about Douglas Harding's means of self inquiry is actually physically pointing at the realization of our emptiness, and our emptiness serving as capacity for fullness. Much like the Heart Sutra, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. You get to actually experience it all at once just by pointing in the right direction. And no one can see it more clearly than you. You're the sole authority on what you see. And then live your life from there. Self-realization in an instant, a Zen Satori. Satori means instant awakening. Most often it's referred to as Satori is referred to sort of an instant awakening, but also not that big bang of awakening, not that sudden enlightenment that sticks. It's more of an insight of a oh. But the great thing is you get to keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it until it sticks. And I've guided people here through that, the headless way, as Douglas Harding and Richard Lang mentioned it. Flower says our country is so, our currency is so worthless because I can get like $100 and get about 100,000, and I believe more. Wow, it's not even inflation at this point. So just wait until you start making the big money on YouTube. I am, and speaking of YouTube, and monetizing, let's see. My watch hours are at 2,292. 3,000 is that first link. You should get a PayPal account and have on your channel, and your friends could help you out. Flower says, but I don't think we get paid in Myanmar for this. Huh. Yeah, I guess some countries crack down on that. So at 2,292 watch hours, I'd like to get to 3,000 by the end of April. But again, things slowing down a little bit. I don't know if that is achievable. We'll certainly try. Come here, we have conversations. The conversations aren't about getting watch hours. That's a bonus. The conversations are about conversations. That's it. Nothing special. Flower says, unless sponsors, which is not possible. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe they do pay. Maybe YouTube does pay there, but they take the country takes a big cut of it. The problem for me is having these distinct goals that I want to monetize. I want to hit these specific numbers in this specific time, and I have good reason to do so. I'm in a little bit of a race as far as um, achieving these goals and some things going on in my life. But anytime you get too caught up in chasing after something, the and we'll say dharma. Remember, dharma means purpose. Um, the dharma itself becomes lost. It all becomes about doing the things necessary to gain the watch hours, to gain subscribers. You put out content for the sake of, you put out clickbait. Flower says, I mean, if you're famous enough, but yeah, you'd have to be really famous, like 75% of Burma knowing you. I don't know much about the government in Burma. We can look that up. Government and politics. Independent independent republic under its 2008 constitution. Although 2021, the civilian government led by Aung San Suu Kyi was disposed. Huh. Flower says, today the lights went off at 6 p.m. and still not on, and it's almost 12. Wow. I'm just looking at some of the information here about it. The most that I knew about Burma was through Buddhist teachers. So I didn't have a whole lot of information on other things, other than I knew that at one point it was joined with India ages ago. Flower says, I mean, like in other countries, supporting another side isn't much of a deal, but it's a death penalty here if you get caught. You had mentioned before that, yeah, it was pretty strict. Definitely don't do anything to get you in trouble, Flower. It seems a very pretty country from what I've looked. It amazes me that there would be such conflict in a largely Buddhist country where the principles of Buddhism are so clearly laid out to follow, giving everyone a path. And the objective of Buddhism is the end of suffering with ourselves, and then the end of suffering with others. So in Buddhism, you practice not just for the sake of yourself, but also for the sake of other people as well. Flower says there are like four? Only green and red are really popular. Can you guess the bad guy? Can you guess the bad guys on there? I don't know. Years ago, I was friends with a bartender named Omar, who her family was from Burma. And this was back in the 1990s when it was still called Burma. So, yeah, it always makes me wonder some of the countries that are steeped in the practice of Buddhism or steeped in the practice of yogic traditions, or even like China, which historically is steeped in the practice of Taoism, that there'd be any type of aggressive stance on their part. But at a certain point, people tend to either use religion as a crutch to get what they want, to get power, or they suppress it, which is what they did in China, that the government itself suppresses the practice of Taoism. My cat is here again. Let's see, Flower says, well, green's the military and reds are beloved ruler, who the current president, parentheses, threw in jail. But he can do anything to her because she has a noble. So I'm still doing a little bit of reading here. Myanmar. Flower, you're going to have to tell me how my pronunciation is doing. I certainly don't understand politics. Flower says, I seriously can't understand the 10% of Burma who support them. Yeah, I know how that is. We have similar issues here. Not as serious in the consequence as with you at all, but still disturbing. So I was hoping we'd get a little more, just a little more of a crowd in today, so I could ask people to subscribe to Flower's channel. If anyone pops in and they happen to catch this, subscribe to Flower's channel. We have a goal. Let's see. Flower says, I don't even know how to correct it. It's not Mayar, but I don't know how to correct. That's okay. My preference is to keep saying Burma because I know I can say it. BTS Army Girl is here. Hello, my friend. How are you? Appreciate you stopping in. Flower and I are having a very casual conversation. I've been talking a little bit about meditation, a little bit about stuff, and we're seeing how things go. How's everything with you, Army Girl? The last time you were here, I was learning how to pronounce where you're from. I'm making the same mistakes with Hello Flower, who is from the country formerly known as Burma, and the country currently known as something that I keep mispronouncing, which I did for Bangladesh. I keep reminding myself that. But quite a few Americans seem to mangle that name. So it's been a bit of just a bit of a free-for-all conversation. Flower says they said we cheated like a mad little kid. We have that here as well. So they took over. We have that here as well. Not to get political. I try not to have anyone guess my politics by my conversation. By a lot of times you can guess someone's politics by the things that they put down, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to make anyone wrong for their politics, and of course I refuse to let anyone make me wrong for my politics. When I talk politics, I talk about things that shouldn't be an issue by a political party at all. It should be incorporated by everyone as people. So I always paraphrase the Dalai Lama when at the Conference of Religious Leaders, everyone introducing themselves, and he said, standing up, I'm the 14th Dalai Lama, and my religion is kindness. He didn't say Buddhism. He didn't say I'm a Buddhist, the Buddhist leader. Just gave his title. I'm the Dalai Lama, and my religion is kindness. That's what I practice. So I keep that in mind when the subject of politics does come up, and I always simply say that my politics is kindness. Flower says the first month we had, I forget the word. Flower says, now wear a red mask, go to jail. That's not good. It just, I talk about this quite a lot, that your whatever political leaning anyone has is just a thought. It's just a thought that you share with others. And you have it so frequently that you believe it's true at the expense of any other thought not being true. You're saying to yourself, the way I think is real and true, the way you think is unreal and not true. And because I think it, it's better. And because I have these people who say they think the same thing, it's better. None of it makes sense because it's all based upon a thought. Reality itself is thoughtless, meaning it doesn't have a single thought. Look at reality. It's all energy. It's all vibration. It's all beingness. Things arriving from emptiness without label, including you and I. Imagine for a minute all thought was suspended. What would your political leaning be? Who would you be? What would you do? How would you view others? You would just be openness. There'd be no comparison of that's you over there and that's me over here. There would just be. Flower says, my youngest uncle got in jail 2 times. One for a misunderstanding, which they won't even care if we prove the truth. Well, I hope he's still not there. I hope he still isn't in jail. So, has anyone hit the like button yet? Much appreciated if someone does, if anyone does, but only if you like it. Again, this has been a casual conversation. We're not covering any great ground. We're not solving any world problems, but we're having an interesting talk. Flower says, luckily my grandma thought that the uniforms were cute, so half my family is working in the military, and my mom is savage. Flower says that her uncle got out, but he is still reckless as ever. Well, I hope he calms down a bit. So, Flower, tell me, let's switch gears from politics. Tell me about your practice of Buddhism. I know that the country formerly known as Burma is primarily a Buddhist nation. Again, I've had the pleasure of listening to some and reading some books by some very well-known Buddhist meditation masters, quite a few actually. Flower says he's still young, but 20 or 30, so it's whatever. You know what else we could talk about? The fact that the country formerly known as Burma has a great variety of animals. I got that list up right here. You got tigers, not as many as you used to have. Rhinoceros, wild water buffalo, leopards, wild boars, deer, antelope, and elephants. Gibbons and monkeys, flying foxes, parrots, mynah birds, peafowl, red jungle fowl, weaver birds, crows, and herons. Hey, I posted a heron. What was it, yesterday? And barn owls. And I love barn owls. Saw an owl today, as a matter of fact. Plus, you have crocodiles, geckos, cobras, Burmese pythons, and turtles. And I took a photograph of a turtle today. However, I did not see any alligators, and I didn't see any cobras or Burmese pythons. We do have a lot of snakes here. We have copperheads, which are poisonous. Not as poisonous as cobras, fortunately. And we're too far north to have any crocodiles or alligators. The nearest alligator would be North Carolina, which is one state away, and it's a big state that stands between us. So Flower says there is this guy is sticking with God every life, and whatever good God does, he just harms or ruin it. And there was a life where God was a monkey general, and the guy was a follower. I have a affinity for monkey gods. Sun Wukong is the monkey king in Taoist, Buddhist, and Chinese deity. Flower says there was this mango tree that they go and eat, and it's across the river. The monkey god in Hindu lore, as well as obviously yoga philosophy, Hanuman. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong as well. Who was also the consort of the god Rama, as told in the classic Ramayana. And Flower says, and they swing from a vine to get to the tree. And the mangoes on the tree were beautiful and delicious. And down the river was a city. I'm checking once again to see if any of our friends are live streaming as well. Gives us an opportunity to support them. But I don't see anyone yet. We'll probably talk here casually for another 10 minutes or so. We'll make about an hour live stream. We'll come back tonight and we'll see what's happening then. Maybe maybe I should come in with some type of outline to follow, which I sort of used to. But I would come in with the outline and very often not stick with it. Flower says, so God told them to grab the one about to fall because they reached the king. The humans would take all the mangoes. It sounds like humans. They are a greedy bunch, that's for sure. Why take a mango when you can take all the mangoes? Flower says, and they'd have to wait for them to grow again, basically starving. I see people popping in, and they see me being quiet, that we haven't had a very animated conversation. Which happens sometimes. You take them as they come. Some days you have lots of things to talk about. Some days you don't. Flower says that, and one day they missed one, and it fell down the river and reached the city. There was a fisherman there. A fisherman caught it and presented it to the king. So you have to tell me, Flower, is this a um, ancient Burmese traditional tale? The king couldn't have enough of it, so he asked the hunters to help him find the tree. Uh, and there they did up the river. Flower says it is. Awesome. Hey, you could also tell this story um, on a YouTube video. It doesn't have to be a short. It could be a longer form, and there would be some content for you. For those who pop in, we are listening to um, a Burmese tale from our friend Flower, being read out loud, narrated by me, of course. And if you're also popping in, um, you can like and you could subscribe. And you can also subscribe to our friend Flower, who is getting her own channel up and running as we speak with a goal of 50 subscribers. She is over halfway there. Here's what we're going to do. Hello, Flower has been wrenched. This way, guys, if you want to subscribe to Hello Flowers here, you get to click on the wrench and her channel will pop up. We'll make it easier. Flower says they arrived and ate mangoes and slept under the tree shade. And Flower said, oop. Chris K says, hi there. I'm pretty sad today. Sorry, my friend. Anything you would like to talk about? Flower says hi to, Flower says thanks, and she says hi to Chris. And don't be sad, tell me why. Chris says, something happened that I wouldn't like to share. Flower says, so that's fine, and I agree with Flower. No need to share if you don't feel called to do so, but know that you're in the presence of friends and that we care about you, and it's enough just to be here. Sometimes that's all we need, is just knowing that some people, no matter where they are in the world, are offering us some care, some love, some concern, wishing us well. Which we are. We've been listening to a story from our friend Flower. And Flower says, well, don't worry about anything. We will be with you, even if no one else, I'll be there. Which shows you the kind-heartedness of our friend Flower, which is also why she deserves our support, helping her reach her goal on her channel. Flower, I'm glad you have a wrench. It's well deserved. Use it wisely, my friend. So we'll talk for about 5 more minutes or so. And then I'm going to head off. I'm going to do my meditation. I will mention again that I am a certified meditation teacher through the Chopra Foundation, as well as a breathwork coach through Yoga Body, and yoga and pranayama teacher through Spear. Flower says, I will. I know you will. I trust you completely. They were eating mangoes under the tree. They arrived and ate mangoes and slept under the tree shade. So again, if anyone pops in, you can click on the little blue wrench next to Flower's name and subscribe to her channel. We have a goal. We're going to reach 50 subscribers by Monday. Or we're going to get pretty close to it. I apologize for the low-key live session. Again, some days are like that, you know? Some days less animated that we're here. I was talking about being a meditation teacher, as well as other forms of yogic meditation. My preference is to teach people primordial sound meditation. If you come here and you are a subscriber and you visit regularly and you would like to learn meditation, I'm happy to help you. And I will actually teach it for free. Teach it by donation. Flower says as they slept under the tree shade and the monkey had to get their feast of the day, so sneakily they went on, and at that moment the guards and kings woke up. That doesn't sound good. I don't know if people have seen our friend Destiny Forever Walks new video. She's talking about a plan of action that she has for YouTube. How YouTube is her business, and like all businesses, you have a schedule. And for her, She has these certain days where she will be here um, supporting, and days when she'll be uploading content, and days when she will just for Destiny days, where she will relax and recharge. Flower says, at command, the guards quickly pointed their spears at them. So I see that our friend Smitty Deuces 187 is live. Smitty is a gamer, but not just a gamer. It's also someone to hang out with, have fun. And those games are pretty intense, and they play them very intensely. So it's actually an experience to get to watch them play, to see how deep they go. If you guys are unfamiliar with a gaming channel and you want to experience what I would consider the best one, then Smitty Deuces 187 is the place to go. Flower goes, the monkeys were scared and went to the general, God, for help. So I take these opportunities when things are a little bit quieter. We'll go through, we'll scroll through YouTube. We'll see who is up and who isn't. As I said, our friend Spinny Deuces 187 is live. We're going to pop in. He stops in here fairly often, and he offers support. So we're doing a little live stream of his live stream.
Is he still up there?
You can hear him shooting.
He's the opposite corner.
Flower says God thought of something and said, wait, I'll be back. And took a leap to the other side.
Yeah, I think he's looking at the tower.
I'm just going to say hi to Spinny real quick.
What I'm going to do, Saul, I'm going to bait.
Oh, another guy going up. Another guy going up.
So,
two guys went good. Nobody has a fucking sniper.
For those interested,
shooting. They know we're here.
On my community page,
What's going on, Yogi?
I will have Spinny's site. You guys can click in and go visit.
Found me. Damn it. Come on, baby.
3 plates, bro.
I mean, there's 2 of them up there. Shit, we'll chop up.
I'm going to let him know that
Shit.
live streaming him as we live stream.
Nice, Paul. You didn't tell me you had one of those.
This way,
you do killing it.
it's a double
No,
win.
they're still alive.
That
I think they're both dead.
we get to go here and live stream. Turn it down just a bit. We get to go here and live stream and support someone as they are live streaming. We did that the other night with Noble,
Thank you very much, Yogi.
and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, see, there's so much I have to learn about you.
You can hear Smitty doing some talking. So we're going to wrap things up in just a few minutes.
Somebody sniping.
Probably from the tower. It gotta be a tower, right?
We're waiting to hear
Oh,
the end of the tale. See what the moral of the story is. As with all tales like that, we know there's going to be a moral. Our friend Brian Lane posted something that he agrees with 100%. The 7 rules of life. Make peace with your past so it won't disturb your present. What other people think of you is none of your business. Time heals almost everything. Give it time. No one is in charge of your happiness except you. Don't compare your life to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is all about. Stop thinking too much. It's all right to not know the answers. And smile. You don't own all the problems in the world. Pretty good advice. I could quibble with 3. Time heals almost everything. And I could tell you honestly, time doesn't heal anything at all. You are instantly healed the moment something happens, or healing takes in. If we're talking about emotional healing, we're talking about spiritual healing, that the way to healing is through forgiveness, and forgiveness happens instantly. We don't realize it. We're stuck in that that time lag, believing that it takes a certain amount of time for us to get over something. Life is instantly moving on. I always quote the phrase from Mark Twain, that forgiveness is the fragrance released from the violet upon the heel that has crushed it. It's instantaneous. As soon as that violet has been stepped upon, as soon as it has been crushed, it releases a fragrance instantly. It doesn't wait and gets over what happened before that fragrance is released. It happens like that. That's forgiveness. That's reality. That's life. However, one of the things that Brian offers here as well is stop thinking so much. It's our thinking that has us believe that we are not yet forgiven, or that we are not yet able to forgive. Back to our story, they hesitated, but they prayed to him and walked across slowly and gently. And at last was the guy, and he jumped on God's back and harshly walked across. That doesn't sound good. So again, we're cruising through. We're seeing what our friends have posted for the day. It seems as if our friend Smitty has a thumbprint up celebrating 420. Flower says, after everyone, the king then gently lifted him off the branch and rubbed oil on him. And our friends Paradox at the Yeti regime has a 1-hour burpee video up. For those who don't know Paradox, he is an intense trainer. Goes all out every session, never holds back. If he's got something up for an hour, it is an hour's worth of work. He also has an excellent podcast. Sorry, an excellent podcast. Definitely check him out. That is Paradox Yeti Regime. Flower says, laid him on the soft bed. Then he asked, why did you help these monkeys? Are they your relatives, perhaps? God said no. And Flower says, figure out the sentence. Flower says, let's skip a few lines. It's not that important. We will go wherever you take us. So, at the end of the story, we are going to say goodbye for the afternoon. We'll be back. We'll be back about 5 or so. And Flower says, then God said, I am guardian and I will protect every creature, as every God will, as every God should. And the king then followed that.
What the sign?
So, my meditation teacher, Deepak Chopra, I didn't learn directly from him. I learned from someone who learned from him. He has a video up. Is the quantum field a model of the conscious field knowing itself? Which seems like a very interesting video to watch. I have it up. Now, again, I learned meditation from someone who learned it from Deepak Chopra. Then, when I became a teacher, I learned from the staff, Deepak and staff, at the Chopra Foundation to be a meditation teacher. And Flower says the end. It's a bit hard to translate that. That's okay. I appreciate that effort. And I like the fact that it ended with God saying, I am a guardian and I will protect every creature. Has a beautiful outcome. And it's good to know when we think of God, no matter what tradition, that we are protected. So thank you very much, Flower. Gets a round of applause for me. Very much appreciated. So, despite it being a quiet day, we have learned quite a bit about the country formerly known as Burma and now known as a country that I cannot correctly pronounce, so I'm not trying. I'm actually going to hear it. I'm going to do, there's a Google, how do you pronounce? I think it's also, there's one on YouTube, and you can type in a word, how to pronounce, and they give it to you. So I can practice that for a while and get that down packed. Took me a while to get Bangladesh. Bangladesh. I'll get it. I keep practicing. So it's going to take me a while to get that other one as well. We got all the time in the world. So we've learned about the government and other interesting facts. I read a little bit about the animals that are found in Burma. And we got a traditional Burmese story on God, with the ending being that God is the guardian and protects all things. It's a pretty important ending. Much appreciated. Flower says, may not come to the second session. That's fine. I always appreciate it when you can make it. No expectations. If you can't, absolutely fine. It's also another big day because our friend Hello Flower here has a wrench, and she is not afraid to use it. And a well-deserved wrench. Also, hey, if you pop in right when I'm saying goodbye, click on the wrench for Flower and subscribe to her channel. It is well-deserved. And on the subject of subscribing, if you pop in just as I'm saying goodbye, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe. All of it's appreciated. With that, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to do my second and last meditation for the day. Some breath work. I'm going to eat, and then we'll be back. Thanks, guys. Flower, if I don't see you later, I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate the story. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you put on YouTube. So take care, and I'll see you later.